Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or good night. Tyson with Grimm's Closet, and we're here and we're going to take a look at the Avatar Last Airbender collector booster box. I got one of these for Spider-Man. I usually get one for each set. With the way that these prices are going, I'm only going to limit it to one at each set, but we'll see how these go. I know there's some cool treatments that I've seen, and let's go ahead and check it out. All right. Let's see if this opens up kind of similarly like the one from the Commander bundle did. Oops. All right, so we've not opened one of these before. These come with 12 collector booster packs. If you're wanting a box, make sure you get the one with Toph here, and it'll be a box. Sometimes people will try to sell ones that are just one pack, and they'll try to mark them up. So here we have our first pack, and let's see how these go. Let's see if there's a... Okay, there is a pull tab that doesn't want to open the whole way. I think I could learn how to open these at some point. Okay, so we have an ally. We have a Tylee blocker. She's a blue and 2, or chi blocker. 2 and 1 flash prowess. When Tylee enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Tylee. Here's our bonus sheet card. It's a bribery, 2 and a 3. Sorcery, search target opponent's library for a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control, then that player shuffles. Extended art is our Master's Guidance, green and 2. Enchantment, whenever you attack with 2 or more legendary creatures, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target attacking creatures. And at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. That's going to happen a lot. Seismic Tutelage, I like how this is like black and white, like it's a flashback. Green and 3, enchanted creature. When this aura enters, just noticing how curled it is already in the pack, but whenever enchanted creature attacks, double the number of 1/1 counters on it. Could be a powerful effect in enchants. Redirect Lightning is 1 red, has an additional cost to play the spell. Pay 5/5 or pay 2. Change the target of a target spell or ability with a single target. We have a foil Plains. We have a foil Kyoshi Warriors, Thriving Bluff. That's cool to get these in. Remember the original Jumpstart, these came in. That's cool to have some foil versions, and that art's cool. Hippo Cows, those are fantastic. Fire Sages, Sokka Lateral Strategist, Azula on the Hunt, Bender's Waterskin, Borcupine, and a Hog Monkey. So very cool art. Man, I don't know how they want you to do this if the pack doesn't actually open. So we'll get it one of these days. Our token, and then we have a Obsessive Pursuit. This is such a cool frame. When this enchantment enters, at the end of your beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. We have a Cityscape Leveler. It's 8. It's a artifact creature construct. 8/8 trample. Whenever you cast a spell and whenever this creature attacks, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. 8 to unearth it. Here we have Aang at the Crossroads. Green, white, and blue, and 2. So for 3/3, human avatar ally. Flying. When Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang at the beginning of your next upkeep. And yeah, this art is fantastic. Flying land creatures you control have vigilance at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Earthbend 2. Extended foil, we have Avatar Kyoshi Earthbender, 3 green and 5. During your turn, Avatar Kyoshi has hexproof at the beginning of combat on your turn. Earthbend 8. And untap that land. That's pretty cool. Sokka, Bold Boomringer, blue and red for 1/1 human warrior ally. When Sokka enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. When you cast an artifact or lesson spell, put a 1/1 counter on Sokka. All right, we have our mountain here, and then we have our uncommons of Sokka Wolf Cove's Protector, Wolf Cove Villager, Thriving Grove, Tiger Dillo. It's a cat. Okay, Tiger Dillo. Cat Armadillo, Benevolent River Spirit, Tundra Tank, First Time Flyer, Waterbending Lesson, and Airbending Lesson. They are nailing the flavor in this set. It's a cool love letter for the Avatar fans out there. So if you're an Avatar fan out there, let me know what you think. But I think you guys are getting I think everybody's getting some cool stuff from here. So we have Toph, the first Metal Bender, red, green, white, and 1 for 3/3 non-token artifact creatures you control are lands in addition to the other types. At the beginning of your instep, Earthbend 2. I feel like I might have gotten another one of her, but we have Jodie, Public Servant. I will say some of these look a little better than they did when I was first seeing them, but they still look kind of fan made. But the blue and 3, the Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. You may have Jodie enter as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Jodie's other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. She has partner as well. Alright, then we have a Diligent Zookeeper, green and 3. This is a cool frame. Each non-human creature you control gets 1/1 for each of its creature types for a maximum of 10. Then we have Zuko, Avatar Hunter. He's 2 red and 3. With reach, 4/5 with reach. Whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 red soldier spirit token. Earthbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters Earthbend 2, then search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Has landfall whenever land you control enters, put a quest counter on the enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 more quest counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample until end of turn. We have our foil land, and we have a Suspicious Bookcase, Fire Nation Ambushers, Thriving Moor, Garu Pathic, Zhong Zhong the Deserter, Tio Spirited Glider, Glider Kids, and Callous Spectre, and a Boomy Bash. I haven't watched Avatar since before The Legend of Korra came out, so it's something that I would love to rewatch sometime. My kiddo is just 2, so maybe one day with him, but I'll probably watch it sooner than that. We have the Mechanist, Aerial Artisan, 1 blue and 2. Legendary creature, human artificer ally. I'm a little surprised he doesn't have a name, just use a name, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token. Tap until end of turn, target artifact token you control becomes a 3/1 construct creature with flying. We have Beastmaster Ascension, green and 2. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on this enchantment. As long as this enchantment has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get 5/5. Yeah, I have to find a way to duplicate that, but that's pretty cool. Chong and the Lily Nomads, red and 3. Whenever 1 or more bards you control attacks, choose 1. Put a lore counter on each of any number of target sagas you control. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each lore counter among sagas you control. Waterbender's Restoration, 2 blue. It's an instant lesson as an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend X. Exile X target creatures you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Then we have a Firelord Zuko, red, white, and black. It's a 2/4 human noble ally with Firebending X, where X is Firelord Zuko's power. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a 1/1 counter on each of the creatures you control. We have a island. We have our foils, Dutiful Knowledge Seeker, Turtle Seals, Fists of Flame, Hama the Bloodbender, Seismic Sense, Gather the White Lotus, Compassionate Healer, Airship, Engine Room, and Rebellious Captives. I don't know what the big hits are yet. I know, I've seen a few art treatments and things like that, but I'm just more excited when I get cool characters. So we have Ally, then we have Sokka. So it's cool. I'm getting all the main characters so far. It's pretty cool. Blue, red, and white and a 1. For Sokka, Tenacious Tactician. He's a 3/3 with Menace, Prowess. Other allies you control have Menace and Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 ally token. Sundial of the Infinite. It's a 2 cost artifact. End one, pay 1. End the turn. Activate only during your turn. Zuko Conflicted, black and red. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen and you lose 2 life. Draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Zuko, add 1 red, exile Zuko, then return to the battlefield under opponent's control. I like these cards when you get to just move things around. Tale of Tomo, 1 white and 2. Sorcery. This spell costs 2 less to cast if a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn. Search your library and or graveyard for an ally creature card, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Then we have Firebending Student, red and 1 for a 1/2 with prowess. Firebending X, where X is the creature's power. We have a foil Swamp. Then we have Roku's Mastery, Tundra Wall, and Daily Sensor, Hermetic Herbalist, Katara Bending Prodigy, Cat Gator, Badger Mole, Rowdy Snowballers, and Treetop Freedom Fighters. This pack is halfway. A food. Then we have the Planetarium of Wanshi Tong. It's a 6-cost artifact with pay 1, tap, scry 2. Whenever you scry or survey, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this once each turn. It's a mythic. It's kind of a powerful effect. Black Sun Zenith, 2 black and X. Put X 1/1, -1, -1 counters on each creature. Shuffle Black Sun Zeniths into its owner's library. We have Suki Kiyoshi Captain. She's 1 white and 2. Other warriors you control get 1/1/1. Pay 1 white and 3. Attacking warriors you control gain double strike until end of turn. Water Whip, 2 blue. It's just cost to cast a spell. Waterbend 5. We got a cool. Get the extended art of that earlier. The Walls of Ba Sing Se. It's an 8-cost mythic for 0/30 defender. Other permanents you control have indestructible. Where does that go? We have our forest and foil. We have the Duke, Rebel Sentry, a Deer Dog, Gillicorn, Solstice Revelation, Accumulate Wisdom, Zuko's Conviction, Wall Top Sentries, Ostrich Horse, and a Mongoose Lizard. Alright, let's get going. We're halfway through. Make copy, and then we have a Secret of Bloodbending, 4 blue sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 10. You control target opponents during their next combat phase. If the spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead. Exile Secret of Bloodbending. That's a pretty powerful effect. True to Alarm, 1 blue and 2. Creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps. Whenever a creature enters, untap all creatures. But this card is really pretty. It's a Tui and La, Moon and Ocean for 1 blue and 3. Whenever Tui and La become tapped, draw a card. Whenever Tui and La become untapped, put a 1/1 counter on them. Aang, Airbending Master, 1 white and 4. He's a 4/4 mythic. I think he's from the Jumpstart with the TLE. When Aang enters, airbend another target creature. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each experience counter you have. Then we have Aang at the Crossroads. I got one of these earlier, so I won't read the whole card, but I think I got one of these earlier. Am I incorrect? I did, just with a different art there. So we'll just admire the art. I think I even like the art better here. It would be cool if this was like extended though. Very cool. Then we have a blue mountain. We have a blue mountain there. It's like a mountain on the art. It looks like it's one of those like travel here to Yosemite. We have Ruthless Waterbending, Purple Penatopus, Thriving Heath, Jet's Brainwashing, Boomy, King of the Three Trials, Serpent of the Pass, Swamp Snare Trap, and Earthbending Lesson and Wandering Musicians. I get to that last card and I start talking like it's like, or the second last card, and talking like it's the last one. And we have our food, and then we have Toph, Hard-Headed Teacher. This kind of looks like AI to me, like maybe it's not. Green and red and 2 for Toph, Hard-Headed Teacher. When Toph enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If a spell is lessened, put that additional 1/1 counter on that card. Then we have a Lightning Bolt with Azula there on the art. We have Iroh, Team Master, red and a white and 1 for 2/2. When Iroh enters, create a food token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. When you do, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Put a 1/1 counter on that token for each permanent you own that your opponents control. Master's Guidance, we have a green and 2. Whenever you attack with 2 or more legendary creatures, put a 1/1 counter on each of the 2 attacking creatures. If you control something with 4 or more, you get to draw a card. Zuko Conflicted, black and a red for 2/3 at the beginning of your first main phase. Choose one that hasn't been done. Got this in a different art actually, so we will stop reading him. We have a Black Island. Man, I am on one. Bumi's Feast Lecture, The Art of Tea, Brainstorm, Zhao, Ruthless Admiral, The Boulder, Ready to Rumble, Ruinous Waterbending, Cunning Maneuver, Corrupt Court Official, and Daily Indoctrination. Yeah, I'm really liking the art on this, and I'm not against it. I, in fact, quite enjoy a lot of the Universe Beyond stuff. I loved Assassin's Creed. I know it wasn't a great set, but I really like the cards in it. But this one just seems like it's done really well. Man, these should have just kept being in normal packs. It's a shame that it's not. We have the South Pole Voyager, 1 white and 1. Whenever an ally creature or another ally you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card. That's cool. We have some lands. I'm glad to see these. Sunbait Canyon, red and white. Pay 1, sacrifice this, draw a card. I'd love to see some other lands. This card, there was a Sunbait Canyon in Assassin's Creed. It's part of the Rome, the Ezio, and I'll put it up on the screen. But it'd just be nice to have some more lands. I've been building a lot of Universe Beyond only decks, so it'd just be cool to have more lands that haven't already been done in Universes Beyond. Firebending Student, this art is very cool. Is that Azula? I'm actually not sure. Red and 1. Prowess Firebending X, where X is this creature's power. Probably not. A Descendant's Path, a green and 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card that shares a creature type with a creature you control, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast it, put it at the bottom of your library. Very cool. Bossing Say, this land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. That's fantastic. Taps for green, or you pay green and 2 and tap. Earthbend 2, activate only as a sorcery. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's gonna be good in those decks where you somebody's just controlling the board. You can't play anything but lands. So we have Katara, Heroic Healer, Sledding, Otter Penguin, Dragon Moose, Suki, Kyoshi, Warrior, Waterbending Scroll, Invasion Reinforcements, Zuko's Exile, Forecasting Fortune Teller, and Turtle Duck. No idea what the value is on anything I'm pulling so far, but I've enjoyed this pack opening experience so far. So I can always say that. These are, man, I wish these were just in every pack for these. Just pop these in every single pack and keep them in the normal play boosters as well. Wartime Protesters, 1 red and 3 for Human Rebel Ally, 4/4 haste. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. Scout's Warning. Man, have I gotten any? I don't think I've gotten any foil bonus sheet cards. I don't know. Maybe they don't. We have Scout's Warning. It's cool. It also says, as it is foil. That's funny. 1 white. Instant, the next creature card you play this turn can be played as though it had flash. Draw a card. We have Aang, Airbending Master. We got the foil one of him a little bit ago. Waterbending Restoration. We've got a couple of those. White and black for Sandbender Scavengers. It's a 1/1 human rogue. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, you may exile it. When you do, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Cool way to get some redundancy and recursion out of your creatures. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen alternate art stuff show up in just the foils, but we have a Combustion Technique, Mechanical Glider, Run Amok, Allies at Last, Fire Nation Attacks. That's how it all starts. Master Paku, Pillar Launch, How to Start a Riot, and Aang's Journey. All right, we have 2 packs left. I haven't seen anything that seems like a special treatment or anything like that as far as foiling goes. So I honestly have never gotten lucky in a collector booster box, so with something like that. We have our ally. Next, we have the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. I like the art on that. It doesn't really look specific to Avatar to me. It looks kind of like it could be like in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or just some movie. Anyways, the land, you tap it for 1 colorless, or you could tap it, add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana only to cast an ally spell, or activate an ability of an ally source, or pay 5, create a 1/1 white ally creature. The Binding Tree, the Great Henge. I think that seems like a good hit and foil. 2 green and 7. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Tap, add 2, you gain 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on it, and you draw a card. I got a foil one of those in Eldraine a long time ago. My Scornful Striker, black and 1. First strike, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. We have a Reckless Blaze, 2 red and 3. Reckless Blaze deals 5 damage to each creature. Whenever a creature you control dealt damage this way dies, you add 1 red. And then we have Appa, that's cool. Steadfast Guardian, 2 white and 2. With Flash, it's a 3/4. Whenever Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-mana permanents you control. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. That's a pretty cool card. I very much like that. We have a Swamp. Then we have Coastal Piracy, Koala Sheep. It's a bear. Explosive Shot, Invasion Tactics, Judy, 1 of many, North Pole Patrol, Pretending, Pox Bears, Watery Grasp, and Origin of Battlebending. Alright, last pack. Let's see how we do here. Ballistic Boulder. We have Aang, Swift Savior. So I'm getting a lot of the different Aangs. I haven't seen the one with the mythic one where you can kind of lead the be 5 colors. We have Release to Memory, 1 white and 3. Exile target opponent's graveyard. For each card exiled this way, create 1/1 colorless spirit token. That's pretty good. Mayan Zuko, blue, black, red, and 1. Firebending 3, you may cast ally spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Overwhelming Victory, 1 white and 4. Deals 5 damage to target creature. Each creature you control gains trample and gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of excess damage dealt this way. Agna's Kila, land. This land enters tapped unless you control basic land. Taps for blue, or pay 1 blue and 2, draw a card, then discard a card. Forest, and we have Fire Nation's Conquest, Feed the Swarm, Explore, Bitter Work, Low and Lee, Twin Tutors, Energy Building, Deserter's Disciple, Lost Days, and Razor Rings. So, thank you so much for sticking around and watching. If you made it this far, if you have, I'd love to hear what you guys think of the set so far. Did you guys pick up any Avatar cards or any singles that you're looking for? I'd love to hear from you guys below, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon.